just for training purposes, that kind of thing. Dan, I'm going to start with you. Dan is a veteran. He's been with us for 4 years now, if I had to guess.
Yeah. Probably 4.
He's done multiple HEWfits with us. He's had a lot of amazing results. So more than anything, Dan, just kind of give me your feedback on the difference between past HEWfits, this HEWfit, what you liked, what you would have preferred more, if there was something that you kind of, missed out on from past HEWfits, that kind of thing. And just let you kind of go with it.
All right. So I do like, this is probably, I don't know, maybe I like my 5th HEWfit. I don't even know how many HEWfits I've actually done at this point. But I do like the accountability app. That's pretty cool that, you can track everything. Kind of that you can see like what I'm eating on a daily basis. I like that transfers over from my Fitness Pal. I do like that aspect of it. I like that there's the daily task to complete. The thing that I think is really very interesting and helpful, especially with the with tracking macros versus just eating blocks or eating so many carbs, is it definitely educates you to things that you thought would be healthy that actually are not healthy. Like, for example, yesterday I had ground bison for dinner, it was basically like 10-ounce patties. And the amount of fat that was in that blew me away. I thought bison would be a good choice. So that was interesting. So in that way, it's very educational, logging your food and tracking the macros and seeing how much fat you have left, or how badly you went overboard on your fat for the day, or carbs or protein. Protein's really not an issue, but so I like that aspect of it.
Okay.
So that's very helpful. I think the thing that I find the most confusing is I think I was always under eating before. So I always leaned out really, really well. And I'm not really leaning out as fast this time as I did in the past. My weight hasn't fluctuated too much because I'm eating basically whatever my prescribed macros are. My goal was to gain some muscle this time. So I think that's probably why I have a little more carbs, so that I'm not burning protein for energy. I'm using more carbs, if that makes sense. Is that correct?
Yeah. Okay. Protein doesn't give you a whole lot of energy. You're either going to get energy stores from carbs or from fats.
Yeah, from carbs or from fats. Yeah. So I guess the only question that I have, or the only feedback that I think would be more helpful, is how much should I be leaving on the table or not? At the end of the day, sometimes I'll leave 47 grams of fat and 109, 100 grams of carbs on the table, meaning that I could have eaten that, but I didn't. And so I think that there should, I would just probably need a little more input on that now that we're tracking macros versus just eating blocks, as to whether or not that's a good thing based on your goals. Does that make sense?
100%.
Okay. Yeah. And then other than that, I think the workouts are great. I think Monday, Wednesday, Friday is good enough for the extra workouts. Yeah, so I think that's okay as well. I know there was one HEWfit, maybe 3 or 4 HEWfits to go, where there was a little more strength in the extra workouts, and these all still seem to be a little more cardio focused.
Okay.
So I don't know if maybe we could add there's the 3 mandatory workouts that you have to do. Could we maybe add some optional Tuesday, Thursday strength workouts, extra workouts?
Yeah, we're going to get into all that.
Okay. And that's probably pretty much all my feedback on that.
Okay, cool. Oop, I hit mute too soon. I'm sorry.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I covered all your bases.
No,
Any?
you're good. Yeah. You're
Okay.
good.
All right, good. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself again.
Joanne, you're next. So be ready. Feedback. I know you've done it before, all that kind of stuff. Just curious to see mindset differences, good, bad, different, all that kind of stuff.
Well, to tell you the truth, this HEWfit, I think, was the best one I've ever done. I've had the best results. I don't know whether it was the supplements or just keeping track more. You know, when I first started this, I was not eating nearly what I needed to be eating. You know, and then between Haley and Jamie, you know, and helping me look at how much I should be eating and everything else, it really helped a lot. To meet the amount of protein to eat in a day, I still have a hard time with. But trying to meet those numbers, I've seen a lot of results.
Okay.
By my scale, I've lost over 10 pounds.
Now, are you on supplements as well, or no supplements? Just doing clean eating.
I'm doing the supplements and the clean eating.
Okay. 10 pounds. That's awesome.
Yeah, I know. I'm really happy.
I didn't really even yell at you that much.
I know, really. You know, I can't see you. All I see is the meeting is being recorded by the host or a participant.
No, I can spotlight myself. I don't know if you want me to spotlight myself, but I can spotlight myself.
But no, I really enjoyed this one much better. I learned a lot more about eating that I feel I can control in the future. The only thing I guess I would look for more is, I don't know whether the coaches or the other participants have recipes.
Okay. That's been a
you know, that would be helpful. You know, finding things online was great, but okay, and how many carbs are in it and how much sugar is in it, and you know, things like that. If people already know that, it would be helpful.
Okay. No, that's a you're not the first person to say that, like, having recipes, and especially like if you've done this before, Dan, Joanne, there's like the whole group me thing, and there's recipes, and there's this, and like, but the is you just get bogged down with 19 million messages, and
No, I don't like that. Thank you. No.
So the good is that it makes it more individualized. The downside is that if people are doing something that works for them, you don't get as much exposure to it. So
Correct.
that's like, again, like, we're trying to learn and get better and try to figure out what's best for everybody, but still manage like the one-on-one rather than the blanket, you know, nutrition plan, and everybody has the same thing.
Yeah. No, but I would do this again, definitely.
All right, Jenny, we're gonna move to you.
Hi.
Oh, you unmuted yourself before I could unmute you, so you might have to change it.
I'm here. You hear me?
I can. So
What?
this is your first HEWfit with us?
Yes, this is my first HEWfit with you guys. I've done challenges at other gyms in the past. So when I saw the eating like menu of what to eat and what not to eat, I was very familiar with that. So it was really helpful when I jumped in on it. Like I was familiar with meal prepping and eating that type of food, but I find myself, I'm either all in or all out. So I followed the list really extremely and like didn't do a lot of recipes, which got really boring, but I'm going to try my best to stick with this type of eating as much as I can afterwards, but indulge a little bit. When I do indulge, don't indulge to the max of like 1 pound of French fries. Like that's not necessary, but that's what I like. So I'm excited to eat like 5 French fries this weekend just to get it out of the system. But overall, I've really enjoyed it, and I've also saw like crazy results. And I did do the AM PM burn and the sleep supplement. Those are the only ones I did, and my results in the first week were really fast, and that was exciting. And then I kind of plateaued, And now I'm going down again. So it's exciting. The app in general was super helpful. The only thing I'm not a fan of is the group part of the app where you have the choice to look at it or not. Like just seeing what, people like checked off on their list every day. Like I'd rather see communication between people specifically more than just like this person did a hit session today. Like to
Right.
look into it further to see like communication and any issues people are having. Like I was scrolling and trying to look for stuff. So if it could help me also. That was the only thing I wasn't really a fan of on the app. So I just kind of avoided looking at that altogether. But tracking macros is something I've never done. And I did struggle just meeting the goals. I never really went over. So my calories, I never met my calories. And I am hungry sometimes. So I know that there was things I could have adjusted, but when it came to how to adjust it nutrition wise, like everyone's kind of saying, I was kind of lost. Like I didn't meet my fats or my calories. And when I Google what is high calorie and has fat in it, it's like pork rinds. And I made jokes about like eating pork rinds, but didn't really get the feedback of like, what should I eat to fix that problem? That's not
Okay.
super bad. So that's only my feedback. I just wanted a little bit more nutritional. When I wasn't meeting certain things, I wasn't really asking for the help though. So I'm not like pointing fingers. I think I need to work on that, like
Okay.
hitting the goals exactly. But the workouts, I love all of the workouts. I liked that it was cardio challenges because every week I just pushed myself harder to get better. And I saw each like time get lower and lower by just a little bit, but that's enough to show that like I'm trying harder and pushing myself. And I agree that some more strength or just maybe like 10 to 15 minutes of an extra workout on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Like I wouldn't have minded that extra challenge. Like if I'm doing it, I want to do it all in
Okay.
as an option. So yeah, like overall, it was great. I don't like tracking my food like at all like that. I don't plan on doing that every single day moving forward, but at least it helped me understand a little bit more of how macros work.
Okay. All right,
And I
Mia.
will use it in the future to like at least check myself. Like if I plan on eating a certain thing, I will still use it to maybe see how that fits into macros for the day, just out of curiosity.
Gotcha.
To
Okay.
daily do that.
No, good. It's very, I don't want to say consistent, but it's a common thread in terms of like your feedback. So that's good.
Yeah.
Mia, we're gonna move to you.
Hi. So first of all, I've already been banned from any further HEWfits because I'm difficult. I was away for the second week. So I was out of town for the whole second week. So I did the first week and I did the third and the fourth week. I agree. The one thing for me that I felt I wanted was a coach to look at what I was eating and say, don't do that, maybe do this, or this would be better instead of that. That I felt was something that, because I've never counted macros, calories or macros, I just eat. I work out a ton and I just eat. And I would say I'm pretty darn healthy in what I eat in general. I just eat. So sometimes I would go eat too much or eat too little, so this for me, I guess, was good to keep me kind of focused a little bit. But I had personal challenges because I was eating a ton of protein and then I started to feel really shitty. Sorry, crappy. And I had a kidney stone 2 years ago and I'm not supposed to be on a high protein diet. So that explains why I wasn't feeling well. So I've just been trying to balance some of my macros. Now I'm a little lower on protein. I gotta be honest, I feel better. I don't know if I may never have a ripped body. I mean, I'm in the center of all my numbers, which is great. I'm not overweight. I'm in the middle. I haven't eaten sugar in almost a month. So that for me is like, I guess, the biggest victory of the victory, because I used to pound Sour Patch Kids and gummy bears and gummy worms daily. So that's great news for me. And I like counting the macros because I like it gives me a sense of being balanced, because I know for me, like, I'm gluten-free, I don't eat red meat. Like I have a bunch of dietary restrictions that, because I feel good not doing that stuff. So some days in my old life, I would just eat a ton of carbs or just a ton of fat, so this, I like the accountability, so I can see what I have and see what I need to do. And I feel like it keeps my daily food balanced. I've been more consistent eating, which again, for me is something that's important. I still eat most of my food in the evening. It is what it is. I love the extra workouts. I love to work out, so I would do that for free in general. And that would be the one. I mean, so I agree with, I wish there was a little more strength training, like once a week, an additional, I asked AP to give me a couple extra workouts, which were great. But I feel like oftentimes at Hugh, we do mostly cardio-based workouts. Not always, but a lot is cardio-based. So I felt like maybe if we got an extra strength once a week or blah, 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 just for the balance to, so that's to not, cardio up the wazoo. But I'm not allowed to do it again. But in the big picture, I do feel like I gained something. I understand I'm difficult, but I think maybe it would be helpful in the future if, like, once a week, the coach and the client would schedule the 5 minutes instead of doing it on the texting. Would say, hey,
Okay.
let's talk for 5 minutes. We'll Zoom for 5 minutes, or we'll FaceTime, or we'll do in the gym 5 minutes and just talk about, okay, this week or blah, blah. So this, at least, like, we have like a weekly goal. Like, I feel like that might have been good just to keep that
Okay.
communication.
No, that's good.
But I know, look, there's a lot of us, and I'm not, it's hard for you guys, so I get it. And I'm sorry if you guys hate me.
Nobody hates you.
But again, I do, I mean, I'm down 2 pounds, which again, not a big deal. I haven't checked my body fat or anything. But I'm feeling around my middle better. And I think maybe that was the sugar problem.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to kind of just do, this is just something that it just helps you guys kind of understand what we get to look at. Dan, if you don't mind, I'm going to pull up your profile at some point in the next couple minutes, which I don't think that you do, but if not, then shout at me and all that kind of stuff.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Okay. So from an accountability standpoint, the app for us and from a what we can try to provide for somebody makes everything so much more simplistic. So this is kind of what I get to look at as my dashboard. And Dan was on vacation before he got started with the entire thing, but I can literally look at your nutrition compliance, whether or not you're hitting your macros, all that kind of stuff, your exercise compliance, which most people know that exercising beside from the workout is easy, showing up to workouts, not the hard part. Making sure that you do nutrition and all that kind of stuff is the hard part. So I can look at your weight. And then if you look at the course of people and what they're seeing over the course of the last 4 weeks, is virtually everybody has a trending downward momentum. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. In terms of their weight. And then body fat percentage is even better. Okay. So what we're kind of learning is that the elevated accountability based off of what you eat definitely makes a large difference in the amount of results that we get. So again, I'm going to pull up Dan. I've known Dan for probably, 4 years now, whatever it is. And I get to see Dan on a daily basis, that kind of thing, where he's at with his macros, all that kind of stuff. Dan's goal is to maintain weight, decrease fat, increase muscle. And if you look at his body fat percentage, I can check in on him, and every time that he weighs in, he's going down on his body fat percentage. So 13 to 11.1. I can look at his lean body mass, that kind of thing. And he's gradually just kind of, he's increasing, and it's not anything drastic, but he's 4 pounds of body mass, that kind of thing. So what we're trying to learn and develop from a programming standpoint is, how do we get a challenge done that we're going to actually see a lot of results from? And this is, again, it's just a testament to if you do the diet, if you do supplements, everything happens faster in essence. But it kind of really helps zone in on that kind of thing. So just out of curiosity, because most of you guys are not part of my physical team, how many of you guys did supplements, just like by a raise of hands? Well, if you
Me.
Jenny, did you say yes?
Yes.
Dan, I know you did supplements.
Yeah, I did burn AM, burn PM, and the test storm.
Okay. So at the end of the day, the supplements are, I just say it's like a fast forward. Like the goal at the end of the day is like to make everything go a little bit faster. Like we can eat well, we can do all that kind of stuff, but the supplements try to make everything happen a little bit faster. So if you guys would just take a minute or so and like kind of, we'll go through the same thing. Like, hey, you tell me how your supplements felt, all that kind of stuff. Did you like them? Did you not like them? Did you feel like they did nothing? You know, that kind of thing. Try to just be a little bit like more direct. And I'm going to start with Joanne. Gotta hit the button.
Hello again. There was a lot of pills to take with supplements, especially in the morning. But, I do 3 pills at a time and work great. I think they helped quite a bit, especially the PM burn, because that was my most problem area, is picking at night. And that helped quite a bit. I like the pre-workout stuff because I was using C4 prior to that. And this, I think, is better from the Prestige and the Nitra, whatever it is, during and after workout. I think that works out better for me than I was doing noon, the tablets. But I think this works better for me. I don't feel sore like I used to. And so I think the supplements worked out good for me.
Cool. Dan, I'm going to move to you next.
Unmute me, blah, blah, blah. Hold on. Okay, so I think that I definitely felt those burn and like the thermogenic aspect of that was definitely like, I noticed that a lot. Like I was Saturday morning, I worked out at the gym and I was like sweating like crazy, and it had been an hour after I'd taken those supplements, and I was like hotter at work. Like I normally wear a jacket in the OR and I had to take it off. So like that thermogenic thing was definitely good. I think obviously the test storm is working if I'm adding some lean muscle mass. The only question that I didn't, or the only thing I wasn't so sure about is like, I would just take my burn PM like around 8:15 after I already went to the gym, and then I would eat dinner. And so I don't know how much of a benefit I got from the burn PM, because I usually ate and then like 2 hours later I was in bed. So that was my only question, is like, is if my timing, I guess my timing was, I don't know if my timing for the burn PM was okay or not, if that makes sense.
Typically you want to take the burn PM as you eat.
Okay, then I did it exactly as I should have, and I don't snack. Like I'll eat around 8:15, and then if I go, shortly before I go to bed, maybe an hour before I go to bed, I'll have my protein for the day, like the Ascent shakes. Yep. And I usually do like a double serving because I don't get it throughout the day reliably. So yeah, so I like the supplements. I don't know which ones I could add additionally. I never really I like the Ascent pre-workout. I didn't really try. So those are 3 supplements. I'd be curious to try some more, but I don't know which ones I should. I think based on my goals, Jamie directed me to the right supplements.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, Jenny, you're next.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would take the burn AM. I'm gonna have to call AP out on this when he was doing his whole little selling spiel. He said it doesn't have like an aftertaste like a fish oil pill does or something. This one was worse. I burped garlic taste for like 2 hours after I take every AM pill. Something about that flavor that feels disgusting. But I took it and whatever, I get over it. I'm not like picky about it. And it definitely made me sweat. I already sweat too much, so it was extra sweat every day. And I would always end my workout with it. I think it's Intra, which tasted really good. At first, I thought it was like a pixie stick and gross, but after drinking it every day, it was kind of refreshing to just chug something. And maybe that's because I haven't had any like processed sugar, so it kind of filled that void. And the PM, I didn't really take it. I took it around dinner time, so there wasn't any. I didn't have any effects of like it being any kind of appetite suppressant. Like by the time I eat, I'm going to bed. And the sleep multiplier, I already had told them like I already sleep like a baby, so I didn't really need that, but it was part of my deal. So I took it every day, but I can't say that it didn't affect any different. Like I still wake up every morning pretty easily. So I was just kind of taking that for fun.
I love the sleep multiplier.
Yeah, I don't have any issues. So like it just, I guess maybe it helped. I sleep through the night. So
Nice.
yeah.
Go ahead, Tanya, just because I know you're raising your hand. You just got to unmute yourself.
I want to try that because I sleep maybe 4 hours, 5 hours. And a good night's sleep, and I'm celebrating it, is 6 hours if I'm lucky. So I want to try that. So tell me where to get it.
Well, we'll talk about all that stuff.
Thank you.
All right, Mia.
Perfect segue. So I'm one of the few. I took the sleep multiplier 4 times, and every time I didn't sleep, and I woke up like a freaking maniac the next day. So it didn't work for me, the sleep multiplier, for whatever reason. I've been taking the test storm as well as the other one that I've been taking. I don't really need like energy stuff, obviously. So I didn't take any of the thermogenics. But I the last time I went to the doctor, they told me I was low T. So I've been taking the test. I don't notice an actual difference, but I haven't, to my defense, I've only been taking 2 a day just because I needed to do the slow roll of the product to make sure I, again, don't turn into a crazy person. Because it did say on the bottle it could cause mood stuff. So I was like, let me be cautious since I have that issue. How long does that take to kick in? Like 30 days. So I'm not there yet. But I'm hoping it's helping me. Like with energy and all that, I feel like once I get my protein under control, I'm hoping that'll help me.
Okay.
But I haven't felt any negative impacts. And again, it's not like my numbers have gone up. I have to do the fat thing to see if it, I don't know my like muscle mass and all that. But I do think, I feel like it's so far so good with that. And that's all I've done.
Cool. All right, we're gonna kind of segue. Like I said, thank you for the feedback. The goal of all of this, especially Dan, Joanne, you guys have been with us for years and years at this point. We're constantly trying to evolve. We're trying to get better, that kind of thing. I think that this was a successful challenge in terms of like trying to elevate and enhance how much accountability that we can bring to you guys. And the supplements at the end of the day are just trying to hit the fast forward point and like, all right, let's try to see if I can really dial this in and then make everything happen faster at the end of the day. So I think all in all, like if I look at, because I can look at the 75 people that were on HEWfit, that the majority of people had, lower body fat percentages, lower weight, they felt better, they did, everything like that. And most people not only learned a lot in terms of like the nutrition, but just really like just gained a lot of just internal knowledge of like how certain things impact their body. And I always tie it back to, and I'm sure Joanne and Dan, again, you've heard this before, like a lot of us budget our income and our expenses, but we've never budgeted our intake and our expenditures when it comes from like a physical standpoint. So, I might know that I can burn 2,500 calories in a day, but I never actually like figure out how many calories I intake and then at what percentages I'm actually intaking them and that kind of thing. So if you're a budgetary person from a financial standpoint, the MyFitnessPal truly helps you just physically understand where you might spend your money. And it might be in suites, it might be in like subscriptions or whatever it might be, but instead I'm spending calories on, you know, something different. So so kind of segue into what we're trying to do. We've had a lot of feedback, and I'd say probably like 60% of the people are, I don't want to say that they're over HEWfit, because this HEWfit, I don't want to say it's been more lax, but it's definitely been different in terms of like, I'm not telling you to eat 6 ounces of chicken and all of that kind of stuff. I'm just saying like, hey, we're going to learn, and we're kind of going to go down this road of trying to figure out macros and eating the right portions for me. So a lot of people want to continue that journey at this point. So what we're trying to offer or extend or whatever it is, anybody that has done HEWfit, we end this weekend. So we're supposed to do our final weigh-in, our body fat percentage, all of that kind of stuff. But there's like dark, gloomy clouds over the course of the next 2 months, because we recognize, and it's just habitual, the next 2.5 months of our lives between Halloween, going into Thanksgiving, and then Christmas party after Christmas party after Christmas party, and whatever it is for most of us, the next 10 weeks are probably the hardest 10 weeks of the year to be self-accountable. And then all of you guys just recognize what it would be to have like an accountability coach and somebody that's actually there to kind of keep us within the lines. So we're offering what we're going to call a 10-week challenge. If we start on Monday, which is, 5 days from now, whatever it is, 5-6 days from now, if we start on Monday, 10 weeks later lands us at Christmas Eve. Okay. So what we're trying to offer is anybody that wants to do a 10-week challenge, that you guys can do a 10-week challenge. It is not going to be drill sergeant, never eat anything bad, any of that kind of stuff. It's going to be more of like, let's work on this progressively together. We recognize Halloween's in the mix. We recognize that Thanksgiving's in the mix. But if you have to log your food and then come Monday or Tuesday or whatever it is, your coach might call you out on your stuff, then that's something that's going to make you eat less and kind of hold yourself accountable over the course of the next 2.5 months. So at the end of the day, most of us, and when I say most, that's not the goal, it's just what I've seen over the course of the last 8 years of doing this, is that come November 1st, we get a case of the HEWfits, and then come January 1st, we go, shit, I just messed up for the last 2 months. And we start the whole song and dance of New Year's resolutions, and these are my goals. And sadly, for the most of us, it's the same repetitive thing from the year prior. And we go through this like ebb and flow of, I'm going to come down 2 months, I'm going to go up, and then cool, January, I'm going to try to come back down again. So the goal is to offer anybody a 10-week challenge that wants to do a 10-week challenge, which basically entails a little bit more accountability than what you have right now. And there's 2 different ways to do it. So when I say a little bit more accountability, not everybody wants to run a mile every single Monday. They don't care about their mile time. Doesn't matter to them. They would rather do some abs. They would rather do some toning. They would rather do some strength work, whatever it might be. So we're not going to try to push a group of people to run miles every single Monday. We want whatever it is that you're, expecting or want to strive for out of your fitness journey, is that's what we want to try to make your Mondays and your Wednesdays and your Fridays and all that kind of stuff. So for people that are like, I don't want to do all the cardio, I just want to do some squat builds, I just want to do some whatever, then cool, we can adjust to that. So not everybody's going to be doing Monday mile, but if you want to run a mile faster, then just tell us and we're going to help you get there. If you want to squat more, tell us, we'll help you get there. If you want more ab work and core work, all that kind of stuff, tell us and we'll help you get there. So moving forward, it's not going to be like this individual nutrition group fitness. It's going to be more of like, all right, individual nutrition and then individual like ancillary work of what you guys want to try to achieve. Okay. So the 10 weeks is basically, we're going to give you a little bit more leniency in terms of indulgence and making sure that you guys are getting through the holidays and doing it like with a respectable, confided type of like, hey, I'm gonna indulge, but I'm not gonna go crazy because I have to log, and then Haley's gonna see me and nobody wants to see Haley yell at her, you know, that kind of thing. And then try to work on nutrition and fitness from you guys from like a more individualized standpoint. So 2 different ways if you guys want to do the 10-week challenge. The easiest way, or at least to me, it's the easiest way, is just continue on with your supplements, and just reorder your supplements, and then we'll just continue to train you for free. Because at the end of the day, our goal from a company standpoint is we've done 4-week challenges, we've done 6-week challenges, we've done all of these things, and it works because it's a short mental bucket, but it doesn't work on the long term. So we're trying to build out a 12 to 16 week challenge that we can show product and then like actual like proof of in the pudding of like, all right, cool, this works. These are people that did it. This is what you're going to get from it. So if you do the supplements, then we're just going to continue on with the next 10 weeks for free. We'll do another like kind of consultation, goal setting, that kind of thing, so that we can kind of get you set up and rolling. All you have to do is buy more supplements, or at least buy the supplements that you're on. You have to at least do 2 supplements or more. My recommendation, if you choose to go down the supplement route, is subscribe to the supplements. So they just come in every single month, and then you get 15% off of your supplements. So if you had a $120 program and now you're going to get, you know, $18 off. So now you have a $100, you know, supplement package, and then you get trained for free, and you're just paying the extra $100 for the supplements. And then there's no contracts. If you guys want to cancel whatever it is, then you just cancel. It's no harm, no foul. There's no penalties, no nothing, you know, that kind of thing. If you do not want to do supplements and you're just not into that right now, that's 100% okay. If you just want the accountability and you want to try to tackle the next 10 weeks with a coach, then it's just $25 per week for the next 10 weeks. So you can either pay up front, or you guys can just do the $25 per week every single week. And then you get that accountability coach. We're going to play with your macros. We're going to get you on your extra workouts. We're going to dive into you as an individual and try to tackle any goals that you guys have personally, rather than kind of blanketing some of the fitness stuff. We're going to individualize the fitness stuff and then help you get where you guys want to go. Okay. Mia, go ahead with a question as you're chewing food.
I'm sorry. I just realized I hadn't eaten dinner. Am I allowed to do that?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. Because I'm just literally I realize this is the last week, but I'm just like finally getting in a groove where I'm figuring out foods that feel good, that fill those numbers. Like I'm finally getting to that point. So I was just going to continue on my own because I like, you know, blah, blah. Okay, that's all.
Yep. 100%.
I'll keep eating.
Any other questions? Otherwise, I'll kind of give you like the next step forward. If you guys never ask questions, in my mind, I just justify myself as an amazing public speaker that answers all the questions, and it makes me feel really good about myself.
Hey, Brian, how, I still have not run through all of my supplements.
Correct.
Probably because I started a week late. So I'm going to run out like a week from now or whatever. Are they on like auto ship or auto subscribe, or is that something that we check, or?
That would have been something that if you subscribed in the beginning, then yes. If you did not, then you probably, if you haven't gotten an email that says you should renew, you're probably not on auto subscribe.
Okay. All right. I'll have to check for that. And then, I certainly would be interested in doing the 10-week thing. Can we maybe sit down and kind of go over what additional supplements I should take, or, can we, like, if we continue, will we still get that input? I guess is my question.
100%. So okay. All of us, in terms of like, when I say all of us, Jamie, AP, myself, Haley, we all had to go through training to learn about all the supplements and what their impact are and what they do and all that kind of stuff. So we're trying to do our best to tailor any of the supplements towards the individual that's interested in them.
Sure.
They make bundled packages that, like, it's a 4-pack, so you buy 4, you get 1 free, you know, that kind of thing, that are typical standard desired packages, you know, like an AM, PM, a test storm, and a sleep multiplier. Like, that's one package. Like, they have different packages. So if you buy 3, you get 1 free. And then if you subscribe, then you get 15% off the subscription. So it makes it even easier. And I tell people, I'm like, just subscribe. And if 2 months down the road, you don't want to do it, you just cancel. There's no penalties, but you saved $60 over the course of the last 2 months. Like, it doesn't matter. So yes, in terms of that, what we're going to do, it might not happen like pre-Monday, but we're trying to determine how many people actually want to move forward. And based off of that, the coaching might change slightly. Because there's no reason, I don't want to say there's no reason. I'd rather have 2 or 3 coaches fully engaged into the extracurriculars rather than have 4 or 5 of us engaged and have a small amount of people. You know, so like right now we have about 15 to 17 clients per person. If only 20 clients want to move forward or 25 clients want to move forward, I'd rather see 2 coaches take on those 25 rather than 4 coaches take on those 25, so that they have a little bit more, you know, from a coach's standpoint, a little bit, you know, more focus on the individualization of the clients.
I have one other question since we're on supplements. Courtney told me that she's taking some hormone, but I didn't see that when Jamie and I did the initial thing. That wasn't one of the, what is that? Will that help me?
So it's called an EFA optimizer.
Okay.
In the name, it doesn't say anything about hormones or anything like that. It's a lot of omega fatty acids and things like that. I don't know, Courtney, and she was the first that I heard of it. Courtney,
Okay. Oh, she was doing it.
She was getting, like, I don't want to use the term anxiety, but she was to the, like, she said her hormones were like all unregulated or deregulated. I don't know that term.
That's me. I have mood swings. I have hormone imbalance. So, and the reason I bought the test is because I don't want to do a testosterone replacement, which is what the doctor said I could do, but I'm not ready to do that. But it's on their website?
Yep.
Trustee. Okay. So it's called EFA or EFT, you said?
EFA optimizer or EFA optimization.
Okay.
Okay. So as a blanket, because I know a couple of you probably are like, all right, I'm done. I know what I'm going to do. If you want to move forward, there's one thing you have to do. You have to message your coach on the My Accountability Plus app and say, I want to do the 10-week challenge. I'm either going to order supplements or I'm going to do it for the $25 a week. If you want to order supplements, they'll send you a link that gives you the supplement webpage, but at the wholesale pricing that we pay. So they'll say, okay, cool. You know, here's a link, go look at the web store, and then you can order on your own. If you want help during that ordering process, we'll just jump on a call with your coach and we'll go through it that way, and we'll kind of give recommendations, that sort of thing. I did that earlier to where it was like, hey, you know, somebody wanted the pre-step 1 and the greens and the this. So we found a bundle that captured 90% of what he wanted. And then we just added one thing. So most of you, I recommend just say, hey, I want supplements. This is my goals. What do you recommend? And then we can send you a link and basically say, hey, here's what we recommend to order. If you do it this way, it's this much. If you do it this way, it's this much. But it's easy for us to kind of look at it from a bundle standpoint and see, like, instead of asking for 3 things separately, it might be good to get a bundle and then you get like a 4th for free, you know, just because we can see it from our end. But if you just ask for the link, then you can see the bundles from your end and kind of educate yourself on them. And then you're still getting it at the price that we pay from a wholesale standpoint.
I have a question.
Oh boy.
No, it's a good one. Do we have accessibility to the supplement pricing if we choose not to do the 10-week challenge?
100%. Yep.
Okay.
So you can ask your coach for just like our link to it. And basically what it is that since we're certified vendors, that we have wholesale pricing that we can push off to our clients. And then what you would do is just say, hey, I don't want to do the 10-week challenge, but I want AM, PM. And they go, cool. And you know, if you do either the subscription, you get a discount, or if you buy 3 months up front, you get a discount. But yeah, 100%. If you don't want to do the 10-week challenge, but you still want to maintain some of the supplements, just let your coach know and they'll send you a link for it. And that's easy enough.
Awesome.
So good job, Jenny. You look great in the gym, just so you know.
Thanks. This whole experience surprised me. I did not expect to. I also lost about 10 pounds and I think I'm at 3% body fat down and I'm like mind blown every day. So I want to keep up the supplements, but the accountability, I feel like I already give myself a hard enough time in my own head. I don't really want the extra push. I've got it. Like,
No,
I've got
I had a couple ladies at the 7 a.m. class, like, be like, man, like Jenny's doing good. So,
yeah, I feel good.
Yep, keep it up, girl.
Thanks.
I'm sorry, I don't know how to get my phone to not make buzzing noises every 2 seconds.
You can pat me on the back too, even though I haven't done great. You can still do that. I'll take it. Sorry.
Positivity.
Okay,
I
so,
want reinforcement.
okay, so if we want to continue with the supplements, then we'll just text our coaches. And if we want to continue the next 10 weeks, we just text that the same thing.
Yep, 100%.
Just-
Yep, we're all going to reach out
Okay.
to everybody and just see where they're at. If you weren't on a call, we'll text you the video recording of the call, and then you guys can kind of decide from there. But more than anything, just like decide, and you know, at the end of the day, it's figuring out 10 weeks from now, like where you want to, you know, where you want to be, like how do you want to feel, where do you want to be, you know, what you're going to do.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay,
we can do it one way or the other, but
Yeah.
if you want us to help and be a part of that and, you know, yell at you, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
So,
it's with love.
absolutely. So, all right, if there's no more questions, I'm gonna hop off so I can eat some dinner. If any more questions, just wave and we'll unmute you and I'll take care of it and we'll get going here shortly. Tanya, what I'll do for you is we'll set up a mini meeting, just a one-off, and I can explain everything and show you everything and then we'll go from there. Okay? Not tonight though, tomorrow.
Okay. That
All
was
right.
good.
I'm out. I love you all.
Thank you.
and
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Brian.
We will see you guys at the gym and message your coaches.
Hey.
Will do.
All right. Have a good night.
You too.